Ni hao y'all, Tommy here, and today I got some homemade karaage, or Japanese fried chicken. I'm super excited to eat this, but before I dig in, I thought I would show you how I made it. So I'll have the ingredients listed in the description below, but let's get started. First, we're making the marinade. Into a mixing bowl, add about 3 tablespoons or 50 grams of dark shoyu. That's regular old Japanese soy sauce, by the way. 1.5 tablespoons or 25 grams of sake, and 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of grated ginger, and give it a mix. Next, cut your chicken thigh into equal sized chunks, about 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters, and add it to your marinade. Give the chicken a gentle mix, being careful not to rip off the skin. Then cover with plastic wrap and marinate for at least 1 hour, but preferably overnight. When you're ready to dredge, take your chicken out and fill a bowl with potato starch. Designate one hand as your wet hand and the other as your dry hand. With your wet hand, grab a piece of chicken, allowing any excess marinade to drip off, then place it into the potato starch. Use your dry hand to lightly coat the chicken, making sure it's coated completely. I don't want to see any bald spots in that chicken. Shake off any excess and set aside. Repeat until every piece is dredged. We want to give them 5 or so minutes of rest to allow the potato starch to hydrate, which will give us a crisper crust. In the meantime, fill your frying vessel of choice with a high smoke point oil, no more than halfway from the top, because I care about your safety, and heat it to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 163 degrees Celsius. When the oil is ready, it's time for the first fry. In batches to avoid overcrowding, slowly place some chicken into the oil with your hands, letting go at the very last second, and fry for about 2 minutes. We're not really looking for color here, we're just making sure the chicken is almost cooked through, because we're going to be cooking the chicken twice. After the 2 minutes, remove the chicken from the oil using a spider strainer and place it onto a paper towel. Dab both sides to remove any excess oil, and then move the chicken onto a wire rack, which will allow more airflow and prevent the chicken from getting soggy. And then using a fine mesh strainer, remove any extra crumbs from the oil. We don't want them staying there, burning and ruining our oil. Repeat until all the chicken has been fried once. For the second fry, heat the oil to 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 182 degrees Celsius. Once the oil is ready, fry the chicken again in batches, but this time only for 1 minute. When the chicken is ready, just repeat the drying process from the first stage. And repeat until all the chicken has been fried twice. So to serve, I just got some Japanese mayo with shichimi togarashi, which is Japanese 7-spice, and a lemon wedge. But let's take that first bite. I think I nailed it with this one. Ooh. It's been sitting out a while since I had to, film downstairs and then bring up all my equipment for the mukbang section. It still has a nice crunch, and the meat inside is super flavorful, real juicy. You definitely get that umami from the soy sauce, and then a little bit of zing from the ginger. But the taste of the sake is not really present. Now let's try with the mayo. Mayo adds a nice tang to it. At least Japanese mayo. I think normal like mayo doesn't taste as good. Try with a bit of lemon too. Put it up here. Really liking the lemon. It adds that bit of acidity and that that citrus. Goes really well with the fatty, flavorful chicken thigh. Try mayo and the lemon. I feel like Karaage has to be made with chicken thigh. It's just so much better, Thighs over breasts. Hashtag thick thighs save lives. But for real though, dark meat is just a lot more juicier and more flavorful. Thanks to the fat and the collagen. So when you cook it, the fat renders, and then the collagen converts to gelatin. So it yields really juicy, flavorful chicken. Also got some Sprite today. It was on sale at HEB, so picked up a bunch. And I guess a bit more about some of the ingredients I used. So, when you're cooking Japanese food, I feel like you should use Japanese soy sauce or shoyu. So the main types are koikuchi shoyu, which is dark Japanese soy sauce. That's kind of like the standard soy sauce that you use for Japanese cooking. And then there's also usukuchi, which is light soy sauce, but it's actually more salty. It's just lighter in color. And for the sake, I don't think it matters too much whether you get a drinking or cooking sake. The main difference is that cooking sake has salt in it, so it's not drinkable, and then there's no alcohol tax, and you don't need an alcohol license, I think. The salt doesn't matter too much in small amounts for recipes like Karaage, but I would be wary if you needed a lot of sake for something for cooking. And there's also the potato starch. I kind of noticed that people always specify potato starch as katsukuriko or in like karaage recipes. I'm not really sure that whether or not cut or potato starch is like different in Japan. But katsukuriko used to be from it was a different type of starch. It came from the katsukuri plant, which is where like the name came from, and then ko is powder. So it was like, you know, katsukuri powder. All right, this is I had some excess chicken skin, so kind of fry that up too. So like the initial type of katsukuriko was not or wasn't like really farmable, so like I guess people stopped using it. Then like potato starch like took its place and its name, which is kind of interesting. But actually like karaage like it used to be a more general term for fried foods. It didn't have to like be chicken, it could be like meat, seafood, vegetables, but it would be coated in some type of flour or starch and then deep fried. But this type of karaage is actually known as a tatsutage. And then karaage and tatsutage kind of became interchangeable for this dish. I think I really nailed it today. I was testing out like different fried chicken recipes. My friend was holding kickback, so I brought some there. They said it was good, but I thought the chicken was kind of dry. Though I pretty much did the exact same thing. I think like the main difference was I used like store-bought boneless, skinless chicken thigh instead of deboning a chicken thigh like I did today. I think I guess like using like a whole chicken thigh and deboning yourself tastes better. I don't know, or maybe like the boneless chicken I bought just wasn't very good. Like deboning chicken thigh, kind of a pain, but you know you get the nice skin too. And with like how much more juicy this chicken turned out, I feel like it's definitely worth it. But maybe I'll just have to try again with the boneless chicken thigh. Forgot to give y'all a close-up. Hold on. Yeah, nice crispy skin. Try to open this up. Really tender, juicy meat. Well, that's all I have for today's video. If you made it to the end, then thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, then be sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, then please do subscribe. And if you did end up trying the recipe, then let me know in the comments and tell me how it went. But yeah, I will see you later.